Hello everyone, welcome to Optimal Timelines. I am your guide, Sean Collins, and helping you to connect to your most optimal future timeline. So it's that time again. It's going to be your monthly tarot readings for the month of May 2021. And as always, it's going to be for your North Node by sign and house. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what your North Node is, in the description box below, there's going to be a couple of videos that explain it. But the reason, as my regular viewers know, the reason I use your North Node by sign and house as opposed to your sun, moon, or ascendant is because I find that the readings are much more accurate and much more relevant. So people that share the same North Nodes by sign and house have much more in common with each other than people that share the same sun sign, for example, or moon or ascendant. So as I said, you can check the description box below if you have any questions about your North Node. And let's get started. So this is going to be your reading for May 2021, your tarot reading for everybody with their North Node in Cancer and or the 4th house. So I'm going to connect to the energies and then we can begin. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, so the spread over on this side is going to be for the first half of the month from the 1st to the 15th. And for the second half of the month, it's going to be from the 16th on over on this side. So I'm getting some pretty intense things for you North Nodes in Cancer in the 4th house. A lot of things like there could be like changes, endings, things of that sort. And it's not all negative. A lot of it is really almost like you've gone down this road of learning and you've had all these experiences. And I feel like this month, and the energies that are coming up, like probably throughout the summer, but like definitely this month, is it's like graduation time, okay? And like with a lot of graduations, for the lighter side of it, like when you say graduation, it's like a bittersweet time. If you've ever gone through any sort of a graduation, on the one hand, it's like a relief because you look back on the road that you've taken, all the work you've put in, and but it's bittersweet in the sense that you're like, okay, well now my life was structured in a certain way, and now I have to take this information and kind of like move forward. Look, for you North Nodes and Cancers, it's all about emotions, okay? And I feel like what is really going to help you throughout this whole process, because some of you, there could be some things that are kind of, intense, or you feel in a way, there's some like wounds, okay? Some could be like emotional wounds, mental wounds, okay? What's going to keep you, happy and or moving forward and, sane is getting into your heart space. Okay, like that's the key, because the things that, people that have their north node, in Cancer and or the fourth house, generally it's about, getting into that heart space. It's all about, feelings and emotions, and leaving the tough Saturnian, like cold, Capricorn things, keeping those in check and getting into that heart space. And what I've found over the years, that the people that have this north node, that allow themselves to open up their hearts, to become vulnerable, and to allow the full range of emotions in, and not try to limit emotional things around them, like filter out all the bad and just like really manage and control their emotional life. When they allow emotions to come in and be released and to experience them without fighting them, they have a much better time. So those of you that have learned to do that have learned to allow yourself to experience a full range of emotions, are going to have less intense times than those that have been resisting. Because, we've all heard this, okay, what we resist persists, okay? And the way I see this play out, I'm very familiar with all the north nodes, but especially this north node placement. What ends up happening is, it's not that you don't feel anything, it's that the Capricorn 10th house Saturnian side of you could be trying to control or limit, like not allowing yourself, like, don't quit crying, quit, there's this inner, almost like this, inner parent, if you will, like a strict parent. It could be sometimes that doesn't allow a full range of emotions, and it does it out of love and protection, in the sense that I don't want to have to feel these intense things, and so I'm going to try to control my inner and outer environment so I don't have to, experience this stuff, okay? But this is a lifetime for you to experience a full range of emotions, even the uncomfortable ones. So how does that work in the real world? Okay, we all as humans go through all sorts of emotional states throughout our whole lives. And some of them aren't comfortable, okay? When an uncomfortable emotion comes in, the way you do, what I mean by not resisting it, is you don't try to block it or hold back tears. You invite it in like a welcomed guest. Say, okay, like, I'm feeling this for a reason. Something happened, I'm feeling this. You don't try to build a wall around it and protect it. Like, you want to invite it in, but then you let it go. That's how you process it. You let it go. You're like, okay, this happened. So I'll give you a practical example. So let's say someone close to you says something or does something to hurt you, okay? And, it hits your mind, you process it, and then it hits your heart, you're like wounded, okay? There's lots of ways where people deal with it, where they block it out. They just go, oh, I don't care. Like, I'll just turn. It could be like one of the dark sides of, the Saturnian Capricorn energy is it's a hardening of the heart. Like, yeah, okay, you don't matter. And so they just kind of like slough it off, like, whatever. It did hurt them, but all they're doing is hardening their heart. And there's that's one way of blocking it. Or, they, retaliate or whatever, but there's some resistance to that, okay? What you want to do with this North Node placement is when any sort of feeling comes in, welcome it. The good, the bad, all of them, okay? You welcome them in. And the bad ones you process, say, okay, I was hurt by this. I'm human. And you try to, you make sense of it. You don't want to hold on to it. Do I need to talk to this person? Do I need to try to work things out? Or it might be appropriate just to, however it is you need to deal with that person, okay, or that situation. There's times where if it's happening, if it's like an emotional abuse situation, you maybe have to cut them out of your life. If it's just a simply thing where, you love them and they hurt you, or you were close to them and they hurt you, and even in a job situation, you just have to assess, okay, I felt this way. There was a reason why. It hurt my ego. It hurt my pride. It, did something to me, okay? And then you deal with it, and then you just let it go, because emotions are just things like anything else, okay? They just come and go. You just want to let them go. And the way you let them go is by doing that, by dealing with it one way or the other. You might say, okay, this person said this, or did this, or this happened in a job situation. And so you felt it, you're going to release it, and you're going to do something proactive. And it could be talking to that person, or talking to that, dealing with that situation. But you deal with it. You don't either block it or harbor it. You have to deal with it in some sort. And when you do that, you can kind of release it, okay? And so that's what I feel like a lot of you are doing. But you're keeping, your heart space open. You're not closing it off, okay? And going on, I think this is to the second half of the month. This is still playing on. And I feel like a lot of you, what you're learning is you're learning from past mistakes. I think you're going, a lot of you are looking back at lots of things that have happened throughout your life, and you're recognizing patterns. You're recognizing, okay, wow, I've kind of been down this situation before. Okay, what is it that, what part do I play in this? Is it that I'm not learning something that I'm supposed to learn? Is it an energy? This is why this is happening. These things and these hurts and these endings are happening because it's something, you basically want to look at it from a different perspective, stepping back, not in some, just really saying okay, why is this, happening? I know, for me recently, that's been a big part of what I've been working with is okay, I can see that all of this stuff that's happened different times in my life weren't pleasant, but kind of what part did I play in that? Why does it keep coming up? And for you in particular that have this placement, it's because you don't want to limit your emotional experiences, okay? And you want to learn from the going back that a lot of it is, it's remember that Capricorn in the 4th house and Cancer in the 4th house and Capricorn in the 10th house. This is what they call the security axis. This physical security, emotional security, mental security. And you just don't want to put up walls of protection, okay, to protect yourself. Because what you're doing when you do this is you're limiting your emotional experiences, okay? And that's what you don't want to do. So look, this is going to be a month of healing for you. You're all going to kind of go through it in different areas of life. And remember, try to learn from the patterns of the past and ask yourself, was I blocking things? What part did I play? Was I blocking emotions? Was I not opening myself, my heart, or where was I closing my heart off? You know, these are the kind of things you want to like review. Okay. And so this is going to be a month of like processing this. It's going to have a huge payoff, because once you are able to do this, experience emotions, deal with them in whatever way needs to be dealt with, process them, and then let them go. Okay. You're going to find that it's going to open you up to so much more energy in your life, like so much more good energy, creative energy, emotional energy is going to be like freed up, because you're not trying to keep these, walls and like defenses up. A really good book for this. I've been reading it. Michael Singer, The Untethered Soul. Okay. The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. Check it out, because he has some great ideas in how to process emotions and, deal with them and then let them go through. So I hope this reading was relevant to you and that connected and resonated with you. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like a personal reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below. Thank you for spending your time and helping me grow the channel, and liking, sharing, and subscribing. Any questions, reach out to me in the comments. Love to read them. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon. Many blessings.